I've been trying every day, looking for a better way, but I gotta let go. Let God deal with it. At the same time, try to let you know that I'm still here for you, even when my knees get weak and I can't hold up my end, baby. Know that I'm working on relationship goals.
Kicking it.
Hey guys, we're back with episode 2, and we have brought our favorite couple back, Heatboy and Slim, so that they can finish their story, or actually start their story, because I don't think they even got to their story because we were so hot and heavy talking about our honeymoon phase. So, the floor is yours, guys. Y'all can tell us about your honeymoon phase.
You want to go first? Or you want
Yeah, I can start. All right. So look, it was senior year for us. We was in high school. Yeah, we was, I would walk to her house, which was like 40 minutes, damn near an hour.
That's a commitment.
I
Her face was like, yeah.
Do you know I will always bring that up?
That's your problem.
Look, it's the truth. It's the truth.
40-minute walks.
Man.
One way.
Both.
He would walk there and back.
And
then he was on his bike, and then his bike got stolen, and he just will walk ever since then.
So he lost a bike for you and everything. Man,
he parked it outside my house. Now I told him to put it in the garage.
All right, now you ain't.
He didn't want to listen. No, all right now.
No,
it ain't gonna get stolen. So then he ends up walking out, and he don't even come back in the house to say like, "Oh, my bike got stolen," because my mom would have took him. My mom would have took him home.
You gotta take the L on the chin.
So he walks all the way home and then says, "Yeah, somebody stole a bike, so I walked home."
But your bike got stolen. Why you wait till you got all the way home to say?
Because it was just like
it's a man thing. Like
my thing also said, "Oh, somebody just stole a bike."
I can't keep a straight face. The chick done farted. I can't keep a straight face. I'm trying to be professional here, but she's not. She's not. Clearly, she's not.
Hey, they
do this to me.
They 2 peas in the pod. They
don't
peas in the pod.
I'm sitting here with a straight face. She just I'm sitting here sucking in all this toxic air.
I'm saving your life. A fart saves your significant other's life, by the way.
I'm gonna live a long time the way that smelled. Make no sense, man.
Let them finish.
I can't.
You can tell he keep wobbling. Hollywood just.
I'm fighting for my. I'm fighting for my life.
Oh my god.
R. Kelly said, "I'm fighting for my life."
Oh man,
you gonna leave now? You should have left before you did that. Oh, we're suffering.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
But
that's what it smell like. Shit.
Oh my god.
Man, but yeah, I would walk like an hour, 40 minutes, like damn near every other day. And like even like sometimes she would meet me halfway and we walk back to her house, or we walk halfway and just go our separate ways. And we be on the phone all night, all day.
Used to sleep on the phone together.
Man, when we was in school, because we had the same like honors class. She was like, "Let's read this chapter together." Oh no! So
we used to look it up on YouTube and press play because we used to be like, "All right, 1, 2, 3."
That's so cute.
Yep. And then if I go to the bathroom, we used to pause it. Hey, but we passed all the tests.
For sure.
Flying
For
colors.
sure.
Flying
For
colors.
sure.
Y'all passing tests, she passing gas. Oh my gosh. I can't believe
Yeah,
it.
but then we graduated. And that's where I started to wild out. That's where I was
getting your Nick Cannon on. Wow.
Yeah, I was tasting freedom, just driving, just experiencing a lot all at once.
Acting like he lost his whole damn mind.
Not the whole thing, Heatboy.
Correct.
Now, mind y'all, I told him at the very beginning, I'm really crazy. I'm like, I really am. I told him, once we get together and the way I like you, I don't give a fuck what you think you
You
gonna
mine.
do. I don't care if you walk away. You better tell that bitch you come as a package deal, baby, because you come with a 2-for-1 special, baby. They get you, they get me. We're all in a relationship.
We all in it. We in
And I
it
guarantee y'all both will never be happy.
Not the whole threat, though.
I was dead serious.
So pretty much you was promoting polygamy.
No, because everybody gonna do that.
That's what that sounded like to me. It was a package deal.
You missed the part where she said,
nothing.
I guarantee ain't nobody gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Okay. I did miss that part.
Never.
Nobody gonna be happy.
You had him at we all.
We all together.
We're all together, but y'all will never
like
be
a party.
I'm gonna be the one that's happy and satisfied, but y'all will be forever miserable.
Yeah,
but that's my type of girl.
Yeah. But I think that's definitely how we started or whatever. Like he said, he started wilding out or whatever after we graduated and stuff like that, and we went through a very rough patch. Like, if we're being honest and transparent, our families was outside in my mama's front yard fist fighting.
It was rumbling.
Like
it
police was called. It was bad. Like,
tables, ladders, and chairs.
Yeah.
Not the TLC match.
I mean, out there thumping.
That's what I'm talking about. They about that.
That's
what I'm talking about.
And throughout that or whatever, it was like we still just had something for each other, of course, and we just couldn't. We couldn't walk.
Oh, you said y'all mamas was fighting?
Yeah. Daddies, everything.
Yeah.
Well, my dad, not my personal dad, but
her stepdad.
No, he's not my dad. My
mama's
mama's boyfriend.
I fought her stepdad.
All right, so
he is not my stepdad.
Hold on. So we gonna talk about this off camera because that will make a very awkward Thanksgiving. I whooped your ass. Like mama, she beat you up.
Y'all, we ran out of booze, so I'm drinking ginger ale.
You better never marry that. You better never marry that.
and Hollywood's upset because I drank both of them.
Drank all the wine.
He had like 5 sips out of both.
Our bottle almost gone.
Like in unison. He had like 2 of the last one and 3 of the other one.
And then she didn't let me have all of the last sip.
I took the last little sip.
Damn.
Only fair. I started it.
Okay, baby.
But yeah, and then I think that we went through a very, very rough patch. Like, for me, like kind of in the same situation as y'all. Like,
yeah, she had to move out of her mom's house, and with that,
so your mama must have been the one that got beat up.
Hollywood ain't shit.
No. but yeah, she had to move out of her mom's house because her and her mom, like, their relationship at the time was just horrendous. And like with me and her, that just caused a lot of issues because it was just like trying to balance figuring out my own shit and then also trying to figure out how to help her navigate her shit because she was trying to go to college at the time and all that. So it was just a lot. And then kicking it with one of my dogs, introduced me to a person.
That was not how they was introduced, first of all, but we're not even going to talk about that as a day for another podcast. That is not how they met.
That just, that introduced me to a person that
is not how
that caused further.
Slim is standing on business.
I would like to see that podcast. That would definitely be an episode.
I guess with that being said, they'll definitely be back, y'all. You might have to bring your mama. I need your mama to do something. Oh yeah, get beat up.
Go ahead, I'm gonna let him tell his story.
But yeah, that was the start of our rough patch. Like that was like we was nose diving into it. What are you typing? But yeah, you're childish.
Now who's the harlot?
Us is in Harlan's.
Keep going. He's gonna have to compose himself.
Oh, shit.
This is great stuff.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, that just like we was crashing hard, like just crashing out all together, and she definitely was, but we was just crashing out just for the worst. And how was I crashing out?
Tell me your story, ain't you?
How was I crashing out?
Yeah. He thought the grass was motherfucking green on the other side, and he thought he was gonna walk away and be happy, like I said from the beginning.
And then nobody gonna be happy.
And nobody was.
And she guaranteed it.
Nobody was. Now let me tell you the crazy part.
She delivered that message.
Y'all see, I turned the camera.
Look,
she said, "I'll show you better than I can tell you."
Long as you fight better than your mama.
It's not gonna let that go.
But
y'all keep going.
He thought the grass was gonna be greener on the other side or whatever. And when I was like, I was really in a dark place at that moment. Like I've never had that experience at that time. I had a first love, but it was like I never had a love like how I had shared with him. You know what I mean? So once he
ain't walked 40 minutes to your house and back. So
apparently that didn't mean nothing because how he ended up at somebody else's house. Okay. But anyways.
I tried.
But like I was at a very dark place at that moment because I felt like, I was doing everything right or whatever. Like, I presented myself for everything that he wanted and everything that, I wanted. We were there. And I felt like, when everything came crashing, I was kind of like, honestly, like taken aback, like, what the fuck did I do? In a sense. And so after that, I had got advice or whatever. And one of the advice was that, like, it's going to be hard, but when you're ready to let him go, you have to let him all go. Like, block him on everything and just, try to, really walk away. It's going to hurt, but that's what it is. And that's what I did. And lo and behold, he came calling me from a different number. So you think you're going to stop talking to me and all of this stuff. It was crazy. It was crazy.
How was it crazy? If you blocked him and everything, obviously you had to get another number to call you from. So that's not crazy.
That's crazy. Mind you, he was texting me stuff, right? About like, no, I'm sorry, he was calling me because he couldn't text me. He was calling me like, so you think you're gonna stop talking to me, all this stuff, like basically like trying to threaten me for stop talking to him. But at the same time, he's doing all of this while still sitting next to the new girl. Right.
First of all, there was no new girl.
So that's why I said it was crazy. Coming over there, pulling up on me, yoking me all up, like, we gonna talk. And all of this stuff.
He was yoking you through phone.
No, he pulled up on me, chased me down in his car. He chased me down in his car and pulled up on me.
He was like, "You gonna talk to me today?"
He ripped. I had a Columbia windbreaker on. I spent $105. He ripped that all down the side.
Oh, damn. Heatboy said, I ain't letting you go.
Literally had a whole spasm out there. The neighbor was like blowing his horn, like mind you, it wasn't like no car horn. It was like a saxophone or something he used to play. I'm gonna call the police. I'm scared. But
out there sound like Kenny G talking.
But
serenade niggas.
So like I said, when he says how was he, how it was us. It was not a us, it was a him.
It was us.
I was a good girl, giving him everything he wanted, begging and pleading. I remember even sleeping outside his mama house on the front doorstep because I wanted to talk to him.
Not sleeping outside, Slim. We don't do that. You won't catch me outside sleeping nowhere waiting on a nigga. No.
All right.
No, I will not.
All right.
First off, they live in a cold state.
It was the summertime.
Yeah, it was the summertime.
Summertime.
And I don't like the heat either, and I'm allergic to the cold. See, it's a lose-lose situation.
I tell you, get outside, you gonna get outside.
But
what you gonna do?
That took a very hard time.
I ain't even gonna justify that with
get on that
comment
porch.
back.
Get on that porch. She gonna get on that porch.
But yes, it was not me. It was a him, and he had to come back to reality. And that day, he clocked right back into reality after the big fight. But now you can continue.
You can continue.
I forgot where I was.
Because he was lying. That's how you know he forgot where he was at. He was lying.
Because it was just so much nonsense. That was just
lies.
Damn,
he about to come up with some more lies. Here we go.
Since you
I'm an expert.
Since you got the yapping down, continue until I
until he think of some more lies.
Until I
no. See, I seen the strategy. You kept talking and talking until he forgot.
No,
I saw it. I saw it with all four of my eyes right here.
You know what I did? I discombobulated his lies, and he got to think of some other ones.
No, what you were saying was so outrageous. He was just
because that's what's the fucking story.
He was flabbergasted.
Not flabbergasted. Okay, so I think you were talking about when you were with the other chick. The grass greener on the other side.
Away from the grass, the landscaping, and all this stuff. Like,
that was where he was at.
He was the lawnmower pushing it right on through it. Nope, we can't get off of it. He was fertilizing it and all, watering it. He spent a good amount of time on it.
Not weed and all that.
Trimming.
Motherfucker had his good hoe out there.
Good hoe, right?
Yeah. Yep. Wrestling with the mulch and everything.
Oh no.
And that's why I smelled like shit. Complete shit.
Good.
Get dead.
The whole garden of shit is what they had.
And this is what our Fortnite games be consistent.
Yes.
Win or lose, we have.
Okay, keep going, Heatboy. I'm ready to hear your side, your lies, your side.
Hey,
lies.
Gosh, man.
The bias. The bias.
Hollywood, you know they lies too. You just trying to help them. Look how you see how you got all quiet. No.
So yeah, I attempted to talk to someone else, but that was just out of
curiosity.
Not even curiosity. It was just a simple fact. Like it was just a break from everything. It was just like, dang, I can just I can have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to stress out and trying to figure out everything. I could just be mindless.
Yeah.
So, granted, that was cool and all, but your
heart lied somewhere else.
Right. You always know where home is.
Mm-hmm.
So when, like she said, she blocked me, I had to.
You
pull
was
up.
butthurt like a motherfucker. You was like, I gotta get her back.
Yes.
I
had
ain't talking because when I be
had to
talking,
pull up.
you be ready to goddamn
Yeah,
go.
because I
That
be
is
butthurt. I know
fuck.
the
You
feeling.
be ready
He
to
was
call
salty.
goddamn on.
I would call Jesus Christ if he had a landline.
Like, can
Be
you
like, tell him to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
unblock me? Tell him to unblock me.
He was pissed.
Yeah, so I pulled up, and that's where the fight started. But after the fight, I called her, we talked, and we ended up falling asleep on the phone that night. So from there, we was just trying to, like, for the most part, figure out what can we do, and like what can we eliminate to like make things less stressful.
The bitches.
Which was which was step one. Which was step one. But yeah,
I think that's all the steps that was
step one. But also it was like but also it was just like,
you can't do that, Slim, when I got a mouthful of drink and almost went all over.
he was about to spit.
It was about to come all out.
Not on my screen.
I
don't want
It was gonna be a sticky
Like, that's all the
situation.
steps we needed. I was undone.
I think that was
One step.
one-step process.
It wasn't a one
Look,
step
it's
process.
a wrap.
It was.
Lights out.
But then after that, it was just like, figuring out where we was gonna stay together. Since after that fight, the person she was staying with said you can't live here no more. And so
they scared that poor white lady. His sister told her to shut the fuck up, and she went in the house and called the police.
It was last.
Why we both have the same?
same reaction.
That white,
Look,
the white lady was like, I see how your mama got beat up. I don't want no person.
We both had the same expression.
Oh man,
Them people's here now.
People, that's a whole nother topic. I don't do the police.
We got story. You do the police.
I did the police one time, side cap. I did the police one time. I called the police on him when we got into a physical altercation. Mind you, he did not hit me. I hit him and I bit his chest. He still has the mark on his chest. And they arrested me when I called for help.
When I called for help.
Because you needed help.
They helped me all right.
You
Sent me
needed help.
straight to fucking jail.
And then brought your ass right back.
They brought me right.
Never seen no.
The cop that arrested me
Brought
brought
her
me
back.
right.
They processed it and brought her back.
I wish my fingerprints taking my mug shot. My fucking talked to the magistrate. And the cop was like, all right, I'll take you home. I was like, oh, really? Thanks. They put me back in the
Look
back
at Hollywood
of the cop car.
said, I've been just
And
stressed.
he put me back in the back of the cop car. And then I didn't have handcuffs.
Hollywood
Hollywood
said, I'm
because I wasn't under arrest. But he dropped me off at home and waited till he left to leave.
Never seen no shit like that in my life.
Oh my God.
I said,
Take somebody to jail and then you bring them back.
So that's my mama's house. He got his own mama.
That don't get beat up.
Oh my.
My mama ain't get beat up.
So the magistrate made him leave because he told the cop that he was gonna leave.
Yeah.
So he waited for him to leave.
I said, what type of shit is this?
He said I had the white privilege arrest.
Yeah, I said, how
Yeah.
you bring her back? Then
But my most recent arrest was not white privilege at all.
all right, we're gonna talk about you
New topic.
beating up crackheads
On another day.
another podcast.
Oh God.
On another day.
Yeah. But
What was their names?
whose name?
Knock a bitch out.
Oh my
What was that?
god.
Go ahead,
Ella and
so
Luis.
figure it out.
Choke a
Yeah.
crackhead.
Call them bitches. Okay, keep going with y'all stories. Go ahead. But yeah, we'll talk about all that on another podcast because we got stories for days.
We do.
Yeah, we were just in a process of figuring shit out.
Yes.
And for the most part, it was just a lot of communication that was just the issue. Plus, just a whole bunch of stress on us at fucking 18.
And immaturity. We were trying to have this almost like grown relationship as young adults, who just became adults.
Yeah.
Communication is the hardest part to learn, I feel, because we still struggle with that today.
Yeah.
Because I'm very hot-headed. So like everything he says, I take as an attack. So like even if he comes and I tell him it's about his approach. So like if you come at me and say, "Hey, baby, we need to have
the lies." Ain't you saying the lies? Because it doesn't matter. No, you can shake your head all you want to.
We need to have a serious
because no matter, it's about you not taking accountability for your actions, because it doesn't matter how I come at you. Because I can say I have come at her confrontational, but then I've changed it up and come to her just talking normally, and that still doesn't work. So it's not about how I approach you. It's the common denominator is you're wrong in the situation and I'm bringing it to your attention and you don't want to hear it. So that's you not taking accountability or wanting to take accountability for your actions. Has nothing to do with my approach, because we tried different approaches.
Can I add in? I feel like this. Being that, and I feel like Kay might be in a similar situation, being that like I had my dad in my life, she had her stepdad in her life who was active in her life. We kind of I'm sorry, my daughter just passed gas. But we based
twins.
Our men or whatever and how we get treated off of how they treated us. And like our dads and stuff, in a sense, like my dad, he had his rough patches or whatever, but it was time to like communicate or whatever about the problem. It wasn't as aggressive as like y'all come at us, so we don't know how to receive that, you know what I mean? So that's why you have to also take that into consideration of like what we were brought up on.
But you're also ignoring what he said. He said even if he comes back with a calmer tone.
Exactly.
But you already did to them. That's like me saying I'm gonna stab you, and then I'm gonna come back and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
I'm not talking about the same. I'm not talking about the same incident. I'm talking about different approaches.
A different approach on a different situation.
Different situation. Yes.
But for me, I think on my end,
I see what you're dealing with, Heatboy.
So for me,
you see the gymnastics.
I thought you were saying that same day.
I'll walk 40 minutes to somebody else's house too.
I think for me on my end, like me growing up, this kind of ties into it, but me growing up, I was the oldest child. So I had a lot of responsibilities and things that fell on me. So like if my siblings messed up, who got in trouble?
You did.
If something happened to anybody, who got in trouble? If everybody wants to show their ass, but I'm the only one that's not showing my ass, guess who still got in trouble? So like, I feel like growing up, I was always kind of like attacked in a way for things maybe that I didn't do. So now that I'm older and I have that voice where I can kind of like speak on or talk about what I want to talk about, or like if somebody even talks like, oh, like if I did something wrong, I'm not really receptive, and I have to work on that because that's my trauma from growing up, to where I have to defensive. Yeah, because I'm automatically in defense mode because I was always to blame when I was younger. Yeah. So it's hard for me to like get out of that, because for a long period of my life, that was all I was used to. And I couldn't like speak back to my parents because it'd be worse, Like I was always grounded. I was always in trouble. I couldn't go out. I mean, it was just a mess.
That's like I do ground you?
No, I was. No. So I mean, it was a lot. I grew up. My relationship with my mom and my stepdad growing up, it was more so like their dominance being asserted and like their authority, and like I don't take kindly to authority figures, period, because of that. Like you have to approach me in a certain way. And even now to this day, like it's better with my parents. And like maybe a year ago, I wasn't speaking to my mom a year ago. So, and now I'm living at her house, but also I know like everything they did was for a reason, but it's also that trauma that lingers underneath all of that. Like I get why, because it taught me responsibility and all of that, but it was just the trauma behind it was
some
just
of it was just too much.
Yeah. So I mean, I love my parents and I'm thankful for them and I'm glad they're, everything. But sorry, the thing popped up on the thing. But now we have a better relationship and me and my mom actually talk about real stuff. I mean, we still got to work through like talking about the stuff that I take as my trauma because nobody can tell me what my trauma was or what I lived or what I perceived as my trauma or what triggers me to this day.
Yeah.
Everybody has their thing. So, I mean, that's kind of how it comes when we get into our tiffs and stuff. So that's where mine kind of stems from. So I try to get him to see that as well. So, I mean, I'm working on it and I have to realize that everything he says isn't an attack. It's just like, hey, let's talk this out. And that also comes with a maturity thing and a willing to listen and also be able to speak without being angry or vulgar. And I'm quick to cuss a bitch out. So, I mean, I'm learning and I'm working on it.
Well, that's just part of living. Each day, you try to be the best version of yourself.
Because for a long time, he didn't understand like the stuff I went through, like growing up for a long time.
Yeah.
And I mean, even now he's still like seeing it and he's like, dang, like I didn't have it easy growing up. I mean, yeah, I got almost everything I asked for, but like I said, the materialistic stuff, like it's like, oh, I'm gonna punch you in your face today and give you a laptop tomorrow, like
Right.
that didn't happen, guys. But it's just an example.
I would say I'll take that punch.
But
you punch me now, you want to give me a laptop? Punch me. I want a rogue ally. Go ahead, punch me.
But let them finish because we're almost running out of time on this one. We got 8 minutes left on this one.
Okay. Well,
Dang.
how do you feel like, I guess some question I have for you is how do you feel like we brought spark back into the relationship to kind of get back on track?
I would definitely say we took a lot more trips, just spending a lot of time without our phones.
Yes, that's key. Like block out the world and just focus on each other. Yeah. You actually have the best times doing that, actually.
Yeah.
Because you go somewhere and all you're doing is in your phone, and it's like, why are we even here together if you're gonna be in your phone? We could be at home doing that stuff.
And it's like building memories too. Like we still even talk about, now having kids. Of course, it's harder to go places how we used to, because we had our kids back to back. But like we even reminisce on those moments because they're good memories. We didn't just spend time with each other. We built memories.
Right.
Yep.
It's like what we were talking about the other day when I was like, I'm gonna go to his house this weekend. And I was like, but I'm not taking my PlayStation because why?
Yeah, because you want to spend actual one-on-one time.
Yeah. So I didn't bring it because I wanted to spend just quality time. So we've been playing games. We went shopping today. We ran a couple errands. And I mean, we've just been having fun, kind of just being together. I whooped his ass in dominoes yesterday. Matter of fact, where my dominoes thing at so I can hold the scoreboard up.
And that's how you know she doesn't win very often because she got to brag about the few times that she.
And that's all right. Today we playing phase 10.
And she only won by 15 points. I was winning the whole game, and in the last hand, she just went crazy and won by 15 points. But it's okay. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
Yeah.
Yep.
I always quote Fast and Furious.
What else do y'all do?
Baby, we almost out of time.
I know they can give one more.
Why don't you give one more?
You give one more. You ain't give one. I gave the 777 idea.
We ain't even done the 7-7 yet.
I gave the idea.
All right.
Keep gassing.
I just started.
That's because you want it all the time.
Correct.
Ain't nothing wrong with that either.
Y'all talking about sex?
That is.
Yes. Mine is being more spontaneous. We gotta be more spontaneous. It's not like it's not like you can't. To me, I hate when she be like, all right, we're gonna do it later or this time, because you know, like she don't be feeling good at nighttime and stuff like that. I'm like, why can't we just be in the moment? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you now. Not saying I don't want you later, but I want you now. So why do I have to wait for 6 hours later? Like, I want you now. I want you now.
But I also feel like guys, especially, like, they don't really take in how much we deal with and how much is on our back or whatever. Like, I really feel like y'all don't. Like, I'm gonna give you an example because I know time is about to end. But like us having our kids or whatever, like recently having our kids or whatever, I have a 2-year-old and a 5-month-old or whatever, like, and he always, she's not 6 yet. But he always like made it as if like, it was easy or whatever, like taking care of so much, trying to make sure everything is done, trying to make sure the kids are good, and then like the household is good, and everything is just okay. That's a lot, especially when I work a full-time job. So working a full-time job and then coming home and then kind of clocking right back into work. By the time we lay down and go to bed, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And for him, a lot of times his days is like, yeah, he interacts with my son or whatever, but like doing the stuff that I do, he really doesn't do the same things, you know what I mean? Like on an everyday basis. So it is harder for, because I'm not exhausted. So like some days where he gets to come home from work and just like chill and play the game until it's time to go to bed, or, it's time to eat dinner. I'm doing 17 different things, in that time frame,
Well, what's wrong with 18?
I'm tired. I'm tired.
I understand.
You ain't got to do that just later.
My thing is,
because I also feel like that's what he made a comment too. But I feel like, I want to do it all. Like, I feel like if we gonna do it, we gonna do it all.
Well, sometimes, and when you're feeling like that, then you just know it's not for you. It's for him. So sometimes
I'm gonna
you
say
just
something quick because we got like 3 minutes. So my thing is, oh shit. My thing is on that. Did it kick him?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm still gonna finish the cat.
Okay.
My thing is on that is that I want to feel wanted more so, like maybe like a foreplay, I guess, like get me in the mood.
Like this business?
Oh my God. But like just like get me in the mood, get me there, get me excited to get into it. It's not the fact that I don't want you. I just more so want to feel desired. And like just you saying you want me makes me feel like I just have to give it up. And it's just like that's where the spark is lost. Like let's take it back to where in the beginning where we had all that spontaneity. Is that what it is?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Like where it was just more fun and you ravished me. It made me feel good where I couldn't stop thinking about wanting you, like even just the thought, So it's just like stuff like that. So
lay back.
Y'all back.
That was quick. Dang.
Been that long.
That ends this segment.
You missed me lick her face.
Yeah, he licked my face. But we will see y'all again next time for our next episode. We don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but make sure y'all stay tuned. Thanks, Slim and Heatboy, for coming.
No problem. Thanks for having us again.
Yes.
Definitely be back. We love you guys.
Yes, we do.
Love y'all too. Love the families.